Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Gwen Stefani is now revealing her romance with Blake Shelton was problematic. The couple has long faced rumors that they were splitting up or having troubles. Now, she is opening up about why their being together was initially a bad idea. Keep reading for more details. Their romance always seems to be on the rocks, but Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani claim they are happy together. They have been married for 3 years now and even collaborate on music. Yet, she is a big city girl whereas Blake is content in the country on his farm. Gwen prided herself on being from California and the lavish lifestyle that accompanied it. However, Blake was based in Oklahoma, so that was something his wife had to get used to whether she wanted to or not. Before Gwen and Blake met, he had been married twice. The first time was to Kenneth Williams, but that lasted just 3 years. He then connected with fellow country artist Miranda Lambert, and that seemed like a real love connection. Unfortunately, it ended after 4 years. He met Gwen in 2014 when they were both coaches on The Voice, but she was also married to her husband, Gavin Rossdale. The duo began dating in 2015, but Gwen now admits that she was very hesitant to take it to the next level. According to Us Weekly, she shared that things were not great in the beginning, yet they decided to keep pushing forward and did not stop despite all of the drama in their lives. They were both in the middle of divorces, which was stressful as is. However, it was Blake who kept moving ahead and used music to get to Gwen's heart. They wrote, "Go ahead and break my heart" together as she shared that writing is what fills her. At times, Gwen Stefani still questions if she is cute enough or right for Blake Shelton. There is a lot of self-doubt in her mind, which is where her song, Purple Irises, came from. She sees them on the farm, and it reminds her that she did marry her best friend. Therefore, what more could she want? She also has 3 children from her marriage to Gavin Rossdale, and they adore Blake. Gwen's family has seamlessly come together, and she has had endless opportunities come her way. Seems like not giving up was the best choice she could have ever made. When Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton first became a couple, it seemed like the ultimate opposites attract love story. She, the punk pop queen of No Doubt, with a knack for daring fashion and deep emotional lyrics. He, the cowboy crooner of country music, whose charm lay in his down-to-earth humor and twangy anthems about small-town life. Their romance, which blossomed on the set of The Voice, initially stunned fans and tabloids alike. Now imagine Gwen Stefani sitting under a dimly lit chandelier, her signature red lipstick perfectly applied, a touch of vulnerability in her eyes. She smiles warmly, but as she speaks, there's a candidness that's both refreshing and disarming. "You know," she begins in an imagined exclusive interview, "when Blake and I first started seeing each other, I thought, this is going to be problematic. And not for the reasons you'd think." Gwen explains how their worlds initially collided like fire and ice. Blake comes from a world of beer coolers, truck beds, and simple pleasures. He's this larger-than-life personality who's perfectly content sitting on the porch with his dog. I, on the other hand, come from punk rock stages, urban chaos, and the glitter of Los Angeles. We were so different it felt impossible that we'd find common ground. The beginning wasn't just a cultural shock for them, but for their inner circles as well. Shelton's friends teased him about dating a woman who was more accustomed to Kaylee smoothies than country casseroles. Meanwhile, Stefani's fashionista peers couldn't fathom her swooning over a guy whose idea of high fashion might be a bedazzled belt buckle. "The media called us an odd couple," Gwen recalls with a laugh. But deep down, I think we both knew that the differences were what made it exciting and terrifying. What Gwen refers to as problematic wasn't rooted in a lack of love, but in the intensity of their connection. Blake and I are both so passionate about what we do and who we are that when we love fiercely. But that kind of intensity comes with challenges, she says. The pair had to navigate long-distance schedules, polar opposite upbringings, and the scrutiny of being 2 A-list stars. Blake's world of hunting and ranching was foreign to Gwen, who grew up in Southern California, dreaming of ska bands and neon cityscapes. "I remember the first time I visited his Oklahoma ranch. It was stunning, but I also felt so out of place. I'm a California girl at heart, you know. Blake, for his part, had to learn about the fast-paced world Gwen inhabited. He once joked that he needed subtitles for half the things I talked about, she says, her eyes twinkling. But beneath the laughter, Gwen acknowledges the difficulties of blending their lives. There were moments where it felt like we were trying to fit two puzzles together that just didn't have all the right pieces. Gwen admits that it wasn't until they both allowed their walls to come down that they began to truly thrive. I had to learn how to be okay with slowing down, with embracing the simplicity Blake brought into my life, she says. And Blake had to learn to appreciate the whirlwind of creativity and chaos I carried with me. A pivotal moment came when Blake encouraged Gwen to embrace the quieter side of life. He'd take me out on his boat, just the two of us, and we'd sit in silence watching the sunset. At first, I thought I'd go crazy without my phone or music. But then I realized, this is what love looks like: being present, being still. Conversely, Gwen introduced Blake to the high-energy world of her fashion line and music collaborations. He'd joke that he was like a deer in headlights at some of my events, but he showed up for me every single time. That's when I knew this wasn't just a fling. Music became a cornerstone of their relationship, allowing them to bridge the gap between their worlds. Songs like their duet "Nobody But You" reveal the vulnerability and strength in their bond. Blake has this way of writing lyrics that are so honest, it makes you feel like you're sitting right there with him in the story, Gwen shares. And when we sing together, it's like our differences melt away. Blake has said that Gwen brought new layers to his songwriting, inspiring him to explore themes of vulnerability and growth. She challenges me creatively and emotionally, and I think that's what makes us work, he once said. Navigating a relationship under the microscope of fame hasn't been easy. There were times when we felt like we were performing our love for an audience, Gwen admits. But at the end of the day, what matters is what happens when the cameras are off. Blake's steadfast support of Gwen during challenging personal moments, including her divorce from Gavin Rossdale, proved to her that their love was more than just a tabloid story. He was my rock when I didn't even know I needed one, she says softly. When asked if she still finds their relationship problematic, Gwen smiles. I think that word has taken on a new meaning for me. It's not a negative thing. It's about how love challenges you, pushes you to grow, and forces you to confront your own flaws. She adds, the best relationships aren't the ones that are easy. They're the ones that make you better. And Blake makes me better every single day. Now, with years of marriage behind them, Gwen and Blake have settled into a rhythm that works for them. They split their time between Los Angeles and Oklahoma, blending city glamour with country tranquility. I think we've finally found the balance we were searching for, Gwen says. She also hints at more musical collaborations on the horizon, noting how their creative synergy continues to evolve. Blake and I have so much fun making music together. It's like our love story written in song. Gwen's reflections on her relationship with Blake offer a refreshing take on modern romance. Love isn't about finding someone who's exactly like you, she says. It's about finding someone who complements you, who challenges you to see the world through a different lens. And while their journey may have been problematic at times, Gwen wouldn't have it any other way. Every twist and turn has brought us closer, she says with a smile. And I think that's the most beautiful thing of all.